Hi, this is John DePatie, and welcome to the digital liner notes for my EP, Psychedelic Cowboy. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the title and the song titles and how the songs came to be and how the EP came to be, and maybe answer a few of the questions that I've had since I released it in August 2013. So the title, Psychedelic Cowboy, came from Will Faber, who's the singer, songwriter, keyboard player, sometimes guitar player in the group Cat House Thursday that I've been playing with for many years. And Will, before I met him, had released an album called No Small Comfort in England and done quite well with it. And he sang with the twang, recorded full-on country and had line dance hits. And he's also a horse person, and he rides horses and trains horses. And so I took to calling him the cowboy, just, busting him around a little bit, just saying, "Hey, cowboy, what's up?" and that kind of stuff. And one day he said, "I'm not the cowboy." "Well, if I'm the cowboy, you're the psychedelic cowboy." And of course, that's a reference to all the psychedelic music that I was influenced by when I first started playing guitar. The music from the 60s and early 70s, Jimi Hendrix and Jeff Beck and Led Zeppelin, and also the music from San Francisco, the Grateful Dead and Santana and those kind of things. So I guess I always had that kind of sound in my playing, and it was one of the things that he liked when we first started working together. So he's the one who dubbed me the Psychedelic Cowboy. And I put this EP out. It's a collection of songs that I did mostly on while I was on vacation, actually. What happened is I got invited to play in Norway in August 2013 at a concert honoring a guitar player named Marius Müller, who was a great musician, great guitar player, influenced a lot of other musicians and guitar players. And I've found many of the times that I've been invited to perform in other countries, people have asked me if I've had any CDs they could buy or any music online, and I have always had to tell them that I didn't have anything ready. So I was just determined to have something by the time that I went there. So I decided to get a collection of these songs that I had done mostly on vacation over the years, just things that I had worked on, never really with the intention of releasing them, just things that I did for the love of music when I had time to work on my own material between other people's things. And I sat down to do them when I was inspired, and because I didn't sit down, didn't go to a proper studio, didn't have access to tons of equipment, it affected the sound, and I think in a lot of ways it affected it in a good way, in that the performances were very relaxed, and because I had done them without the intention of sharing them with anybody or releasing them, they are very representative of something that I just like myself, not something that I was thinking for anybody else. The downside of that is that some are recorded better than others. Some of them, the performances and the songs still speak to me after many years, but of course the sound was not recorded in the studio, and that's something I decided was okay with me. I was really trying to just convey the feeling that I got from the songs, and that was the primary consideration. So the first song is called Regatta di Guitarra, which is a reference to the Police. It was one of my favorite bands when I was growing up, and regatta is reggae. I had a real little taste of reggae in the first song. Actually, a lot of my songs, they start out with a question. A sort of what-if question or a hypothetical situation for me, just to get the creativity flowing. So for this particular song, it was what would happen if I had a clave rhythm and a more traditional reggae bass and guitar pattern happening at the same time. And what I have on the recording there, I've got the percussion, Billy Halting, playing a clave rhythm and some other parts as well. And I've got a guitar, and there's a regular reggae guitar and bass part. There's also a guitar that's matching the clave rhythm from the percussion. It's just because I recorded straight into the computer, I was recording through a program called Guitar Rig by Native Instruments. And I was able to program it's called a filter, opening and closing with the clave rhythm. It's a little bit like an automatic wah-wah pedal, something like that. So I had those two things playing the clave rhythm with this reggae guitar, and so that's how that song came about. It was just an experiment of those kind of things, and it has that kind of feeling to it. The next song is called Jellyfish, and the jellyfish is me. The jellyfish it's the way when I like to go swimming, and I like to float my back and look up at the ocean, and I imagine this song was written while I was on vacation, and I had been doing a lot of a lot of swimming and that kind of thing, and musically what it was a jam band mixed with classic rock in my mind. One of the things that I like to do when I work with other people, a lot of times there's a chorus and the singer is singing the chorus 2 or 3 times at the end of the song, and the energy peaks, and I get to creep in and improvise little fills around the ending chorus, the ending vocals. And of course, this is an instrumental song, like all the songs are, and I don't sing, but I imagined to have a repeating chorus at the end of the song and just do it with a guitar. And then I have other guitars coming around and playing my improvised lines around it. And it's one of the things that I like to do. And it also has another one of the filter guitars. That one is in a different rhythm. Just experimenting with those kind of filter sounds that kind of taking advantage of the situation. I couldn't use a real amp, but these programmable amp software tools actually have options that would be difficult to achieve with a regular amp. So that's where that came from. The third song is the title song, Psychedelic Cowboy. And this was also it started with another what if question, and this one was what if Dire Straits had done a song that instead of having a vocal melody, if Mark Knopfler had played the melody on a guitar. And Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits is one of my earliest influences is with the guitar, and probably one of my biggest influences. Um, when I first heard the song Sultans of Swing come out, I went out and bought it, and I was so young at the time, I didn't even know that it was a guitar that I was listening to, and in fact, it never even really occurred to me to even think what it was. You know, maybe I could have figured it out, but I just bought it because I liked it, and I liked that twangy guitar sound that he had on there, and it was just stuck in my ears, and I listened to it over and over again until I could hear all those parts in my head and sing it. And this song was just me imagining myself doing all the guitar parts and doing a melody because I couldn't sing. The next song is called Gilo Overture. And I had a group years and years ago with a vibes player named Eldad Tarmu and a bass player named Jack Bruce. Not the Jack Bruce from Cream, but a fine bass player nevertheless named Jack Bruce. And we recorded an album of the same name, and I had a song of the same name, Gilo. And when we went out and played concerts, I just felt like we needed a little introduction. So I wrote this song called the Gilo Overture that we performed in concert a number of times, but we never recorded it. I wrote it after we had recorded the CD, and I just had it in the, it was in my back pocket, and it was, one of the things that I had always wanted to do something with, and I just put it on here as a little contrast to some of the other pieces that I had. The next song is called Song for My Dad. And I remember being on vacation again with my folks, and just having my dad around. My dad is a real supportive person of me and of the whole family, and just of people in general, really. And I just remember him being around and kind of really appreciating him, when I wrote this song, and musically it was an attempt to capture a little bit of Peter Gabriel's sound. Peter Gabriel's one of my favorite singers and songwriters, and I don't think I had ever done anything trying to capture any of the essence of his music in a song before, and I don't think I've done any since then. But he's one of the people who's inspired me a lot. And when I originally did this song, it was, the oldest song on this EP. I didn't have a way to record guitar into the computer. I think I did the whole, the basic track just with the mouse, one note at a time, programming everything. And somehow I just always liked the melody. I thought it was a strong melody, and it had fond memories for me, writing the song. So I had always wanted to do something with it. And when I finally sat down to do it, I put some guitars on. I didn't use the guitar the way I did on most of the other things, where it was the lead instrument. The next song is called Up to My Eyeballs. And this was another song that was written on vacation, written and recorded in a real short time, as a matter of fact. But it was an attempt just to be a classic rock song, not any particular artist or anything like that. This is another one that Joel Taylor played drums on. I've been experimenting with a number of guitar parts in recent years, and this one has a whole bunch of guitars on it. The title came from this was the last title that I came up with for this EP, and just rushing to get everything done to make my deadline, and just dawned on me that I had 7 titles and 8 songs, and I just felt like I was up to my eyeballs in work. And then it just dawned on me that was the title, Up to My Eyeballs. So it's one of the ones I really liked the way the solo turned out, and I like the sound of this recording a lot too. The next song is a little solo acoustic guitar piece, and I had written this years ago with an electric guitar, and I had all my couple different amps set up with a bunch of effects, tremolos and delays and stuff, and I'd always wanted to write a little solo guitar piece using all harmonics. And so I sat down to do it this one day, and I said, okay, this is an interesting way to do it. I'll do it with a delay so I can get more notes going on at the same time. And I think what I'll do is perhaps do another video where I actually show the delay settings and all that kind of stuff. But Wind Chimes from Jupiter. And the final song is Counting Sheep. And of course, this Counting Sheep, because it's a lullaby. It's just a real relaxing song that I thought would be a good way to end this recording. I had done this one. This is not one of the ones that I had done on vacation, but I had done this song. I had a period where I was just getting into the computer and recording, and I had set a goal for myself to just record something, write it and record it every day, whether it was a whole song or whether it was half of a song or just something, just to have my brain working on that so I could get up to speed with recording and getting a sound and that kind of stuff. And this was one of those songs. I did it in a blink, and I didn't even realize how much I liked it until I came back to it later and listened to it and said, "Oh wow, this is something." It has a nice calm to it, that I've always enjoyed. So I kind of realized much later on that I had stumbled on something. Anyway, I was real happy with the way that one turned out. So that's Psychedelic Cowboy. Thanks for listening. If you haven't checked it out, I will put a link in the description and you can go look it up. And that's it. Thank you.